Hi, my name is Lazar Williams. I'm one of the instructional specialists here at Howard Elementary School. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how our school leaders communicate a clear vision as to how instruction should be addressed in our school. Our fifth grade teacher, Oliviana Walker, and our third grade teacher, Penny Templeton, put this data together for us to share. We're going to be talking about how the the Division of the Elementary and Secondary Education, DESE, has adopted Marzano's research for high reliability schools, HRS, as a framework to support improvement across the state. Our school is using this so that we can make sure that all stakeholders have a voice in what's occurring with their students. We're going to be looking over the survey data. Anything above a 3.5 is an area of strength. So we have here all the surveys linked. This is the school survey. It takes you to the results that were sent out to our staff. So these are all the results there. This survey was from our parents. They completed this for us. The questions are here at the top. My child's school has a school-wide model of instruction. Just some different questions that the parents were asked to answer in order to see if their students are having rigorous instruction, as well as if the leaders of their school are guiding the teachers of our school. We also have the student survey here, where we ask the students similar questions. New teachers at my school take classes to help them become better. We ask them, do we use the same language when we're talking about different instruction and academic skills? Do we listen to the students? Are we good and qualified teachers? So we want all students, parents, and staff to have a voice in determining if our teachers are efficient and great at delivering instruction. Again, this indicator is about the school leader communicating a clear vision as to how the instruction should be addressed. Here is the overview. We had a 3.85 for our students. The staff survey indicated 4.55. Parents were at a 4.24, and admin was at a 4.75. So now we'll look a little bit closer at each survey. For the staff survey, which was the teachers and the staff members at school leaders and teacher leaders have developed and written documents that articulate the school-wide model of instruction. The mean for this answer is 4.68, with the mode being 5. That's the most frequent answer. New teachers have professional development opportunities to learn about our school-wide model of instruction. We're at a 4.58 there. I can describe the major components of our school-wide model of instruction. Our staff was at a 4.42 here. School leaders limit the number of new initiatives, prioritizing those that relate to our school-wide model of instruction. This one is at 4.16. However, it is lower than other areas. I think that has to do with a few years ago when we adopted a new ELA curriculum, a new math curriculum, as well as a language curriculum, and Capturing Kids' Heart curriculum for behavior management, all in the same year. So over the last couple years, teachers have really had a chance to not have so many things thrown at them at once. So our school leaders do a great job. As you can see, it's still over 3.5, so it's a strength. Our school has a common language for talking about teaching and instruction. We have a 4.74 here. I use our school-wide language of instruction in faculty and department meetings, 4.65. This would include things like social contract, norms, making sure we're all looking at data, and when we talk about our CFAs and CSAs, common formative assessment, common summative assessments, when we're looking at the CSMI work samples, just making sure that we all kind of know those general statements and abbreviations when we're having meetings. So as you can see, our school team, everything is a strength here. I use our school-wide language during PLC or team meetings, as well as we use our language in informal conversations. So that was a 4.5. Now we'll look at our parent guardian surveys to see if our parents believe that we have a clear vision at school. My child's school has a school-wide model of instruction. Most of our parents were at a 4.25 with the mode being a 5. New teachers, I'm sorry, I skipped one. Teachers and leaders at my school can describe and explain the school-wide model of instruction. I think the data was screwed a little. We'll have to get those results for you here. New teachers receive training in the school-wide model of instruction. At my school, my child's school, we had a 4.21 here. The leaders of my child's school limit the number of new initiatives at the school, prioritizing those related to school-wide model of instruction, 4.21. Teachers and leaders at my child's school use a common language during instruction. We have a 4.28. As you can see, the questions that the staff have are very similar to the questions that the parents have, as well as the questions that our students were asked. My teachers use the same language and words to talk about how they teach and the activities we do in class. We were at a 3.85 here. While that is under a 4, as long as we're over a 3.5, it is an area of strength. So this is asking the kids, do they hear some of the same language when they go into the media center, as well as when they go to art class, or even when they're at PE in their homeroom classroom learning about ELA or mathematics? Are we kind of using some of those same vocabulary words across the curriculum? And then the school administrators, they completed the survey as well. Teacher leaders and I have developed written documents articulating our school-wide model of instruction. There are 2 people who took the survey. I should probably go back and say, for our parents, we had 29 people take the survey, 29 families. For our staff, we had 19 take the survey. And for our students, we had 41. So the teachers said yes, or the principal admin said yes. We do have that written document that articulates our model of instruction. New teachers have professional development or PD opportunities to learn about our school-wide model of instruction. We got a 4.5 here, so both of those are areas of strength. I can describe the major components of our model of instruction. We have a 5. I limit the number of new initiatives. I know that all teachers are grateful for this. As I mentioned earlier, in the past, we had 4 new implementations thrown on us, and that was very overwhelming for teachers. Our school has a common language for talking about teaching and instruction. We had a 5 out of 5 is the highest. I use a school-wide language of instruction in faculty and department meetings. Yes. So as you can see, the staff survey as well as the administration survey are very similar. Now we're going to move on and talk about the narrative. Remember, we're looking to make sure that the school leaders communicate clear vision as to how instruction should be addressed in our school. Our school leadership is a strength for us because the mean is averaging between 3.85 and 4.75. They consistently share a clear and cohesive vision for instruction, ensuring that all staff members understand that our educational priorities and expectations are must-dos. This clarity fosters alignment across grade levels, promotes consistency in our teaching practices, and empowers teachers to deliver instruction that supports student achievement. Our leadership inspires a shared commitment to instructional excellence and continuous improvement. I couldn't agree more. All of our conversations are, yes, we're doing great in this area, but what could our growth area be? What's the next push we need? Our lagging indicator, this was a strength, like I mentioned earlier. So school leaders and teachers have developed a written document articulating our school-wide model of instruction. New teachers receive training in the school-wide model of instruction. And according to the surveys, our teachers use the same language and words to talk about how they teach and the activities we do in class. Now, these are the proof or the ways that we show that our school leaders communicate a clear vision on how instruction should be given to our students. We have our district instructional roadmap. We have our PLC or team time meeting agendas and notes. Our district uses snapshot tools. We have our Howard mission and vision statements, as well as the Fort Smith Public School mission and vision statements. And we also have our WIN groups, what I need. The district roadmap, here is the image of the district roadmap. As you can see, we have a safe learning environment, on grade level expectations, where this is where all kids receive instruction at the grade level that they're at. Yes, we do dip down and scaffold them up to grade level. However, the majority of instruction is required to be on grade level. We have high student engagement, making sure we have turn-in talks and we give students time to process their thinking before they're asked to do tasks, as well as effective feedback. Not just effective, but immediate. When you see a student that needs help, offer them that support. So this is the instructional roadmap for Fort Smith Public School, and we use this here at Howard Elementary School. The school leaders provide strong direction for the instructional approach, which is essential for maintaining focus and consistency throughout the school. A clear vision helps ensure everyone is aligned and working together toward the same goals. I would also add, along with that, to make sure that we are focused and consistent throughout the school, we're using curriculum, so that way when the same curriculum throughout our district, so when students move from schools to school, they're able to pick up where they left off. Next, we're going to talk about how the new teacher professional development that our school leaders ensure that our new teachers go to helps make sure that they understand there's clear expectations for our school. The new teachers at our school are getting comprehensive support through various levels of training. The combination of district-wide, building-specific, and grade-level training have been a great way to ensure that they understand what is needed and expected for our school. This is an agenda from our new teacher training. The first thing they did was good things. This goes to reinforce our capturing kids' heart. We also have what they were learning about, classroom management. We have CKH that also ties into our social contracts and good things, which is the capturing kids' heart behavior program that we're learning. They talked about instructional strategies for working with vocabulary. Then they looked at some technology supports. And over here on the side, it just talks about, this is a reminder what you need to bring. I will also say that our new teachers receive support in our benchmark curriculum, where they're pulled out of school for a day or half a day to ensure that they're understanding the curriculum that they're required to teach for our students. So this is required, and it helps communicate a clear vision of how to deliver the instructions to our students. This is a coaching cycle with one of our new teachers. As you can see right here, we have the date, what the focus or standard was around, and then our next steps. So Miss Walker was a new student, or is a new teacher, and so we were working with this CSA, which was a summative assessment that the district had, and so then we used those results to determine what skills those fifth graders needed to work on. And based on that CSA, we noticed that summarizing might be an area for them to work on. So the first coaching cycle, we looked at Unit 3 and benchmark. We worked on Lesson 5, and Miss Birch and Miss Walker co-taught that lesson, and then they reflected. Again, we came in, we did some name and noticing. We did this with both fifth grade teachers. Miss Walker was just the newer teacher, so that's why we have her data here, because this indicator, we are talking about how new teachers We're talking about how new teachers are receiving supports. But again, all of our teachers are working in areas to continuously improve because that is the expectation that the leadership has communicated to us. Right here, it talks about how teachers use familiar phrases and technology to create a sense of consistency in how we communicate our lessons. It makes sure that things are easier. When we have those routines, students know what to expect, and so the behaviors are less frequent. Another benefit of having common language is that our educators have the ability to team up and teach concepts to their students. This may be combining students to co-teach a subject or switch rooms to help with student learning. We have a common language, or students are able to understand different teachings due to methods that our teachers use. I've observed that third grade teachers bringing one classroom into the other room, and one of the teachers is working on demonstrating the lesson for both students. Right here, this is the observational tool, the snapshot. I'll zoom in that so you can see it. We'll just move that around. So when we're observed using this, as you can see for this specific one, Miss Walker was observed. This was a district walkthrough where she had several upper admin come in to observe the work that she had done with the coaches. Instructional materials were aligned. Yes. Students were engaged. Yes. Students were articulating what they learned. Yes. Students understood how the learning was relevant, not observed. The learning objective was posted and used as a reference. So that is another thing that is a clear expectation at Howard, is that we do use those standards and we make sure that our students know what we're working toward. So this was earlier in the year. I bet if we went into Miss Walker's class now, I bet those same students could tell us why it was relevant, the learning that they were doing. Right here we have some DOK level question stems that we use with our students. You can see these all throughout the classrooms in 3-5. Here we have some EL Achieve, which is another curriculum continuum in our building. We have some teachers that work with EL Achieve, and then we have some teachers that just pull small intervention groups during our win time. And EL Achieve is when we partner together to help build our students who speak a second language. That way they can become more proficient in English. It talks about how 194 more students achieving proficiency on the ELPA 21 assessment. This is a write-up how using this program has shown that Howard is one of the 6 schools that we saw an increase in their English language abilities. And then another statement was Howard was included in the 5 schools that boosted their reading scores. So in order to get our language students proficient, we really have to have that clear vision of to what we want them to be able to do. So moving forward, Fort Smith, after seeing the results of all these schools above, which Howard is included, has decided to continue to using this program to support academics and achievement. We also have our benchmark consultation. Miss Cindy Mays worked with us here at Howard with our 3-5 teachers, and Miss Walker was also pulled out additionally to work with learning some new benchmark information. And benchmark provides core language arts. This is our main literacy or ELA content that we use, and they recommend that it's crucial for improving literacy scores in English and reading for our schools. 9 schools showed growth in the reading scores. 7 schools demonstrated improvement in their ELA assessments. Our teachers know that they're supposed to use the curriculum, but they also know when they need to deviate and supplement. So our teachers do a wonderful job of utilizing benchmark for what they need and finding what they need elsewhere when it's needed. This is our TNTP consultant, another vision that we have. It's an initiative from the state where she is working with our K-3 teachers, Miss Cecilia Gallagher. This is a schedule of her that she's took Miss Templeton and Miss Brown to observe the teaching of another teacher using UFly, which is a phonics program. Initially, K2 was trained to use this phonics program at the beginning of the year. Actually, our teachers weren't trained until middle of the year, but we had already been dabbling in it and becoming proficient in it when we went to the training. I would say the training was about January 1st. And so a lot of our teachers, people have reached out to have their teachers come observe some of our kindergarten teachers because they do a phenomenal job in their explicit and hands-on instruction with the UFly. So we bridged that up to the third grade because we did have a lot of students who needed some additional support with decoding and encoding. And so our TNTP coach recommended that our third grade teachers go in and watch. And we did some instructional rounds and some coaching cycle work around that. The final thing we're going to talk about, I believe, is our vision and mission statement for Howard Elementary School as well as the district. So having a mission and vision is essential for us because it serves as the guiding principles that help shape decisions, priorities, and the overall educational environment. A vision statement helps us describe the big picture. The mission statement is going to help us get there. So our vision gives the students and staff, the community, it's a shared dream, a goal that we can all work toward. It encourages collaboration between us, creates a family, and helps build our community. The mission statement explains how we're going to get there from day to day. It also helps leaders give us that clear vision on how we're going to get there, which in return provides a benchmark to help us fulfill the purpose. The mission statement helps families and community members understand what the school stands for and how we operate. The mission for Howard the mission of Howard School is to empower all students with knowledge to be successful, responsible citizens. Our students every day say the Howard School Creed, and it is very powerful to listen to them say that. We do this every morning after the Pledge of Allegiance. We may stick a recording in here so you can see how the mission written here is embedded in the words that the students say. The vision of Howard is to create an environment of risk-free learning for all students because we make mistakes, which we can grow from. We envision a respectful school where individuality is celebrated and cultural awareness is supported by all stakeholders. Our goal is to grow a community of learners who meet challenges with competencies and integrity. We are raising the next generation. We want to ensure that the students we're sending forth in the world have integrity so they can go out and make change and become greater than where they came from. I think that's a very powerful statement. The Fort's mission is to equip all students with the skills to become productive members of a society. And the vision is the destination district to build relationships, collaborations, and culture of excellence. So as you can see, the Howard mission supports the district mission. The win time is flexible. This is where students are able to get that instruction at the tiered level. We separated them into smaller groups so that we can specifically pinpoint what they need. This is also a time where our teachers come together to give very clear instruction. We make the learning that they need is specific to what they need. So this is a flexible small group learning period. It's 30 minutes each day, and it's designed to provide students with the targeted, tailored instruction for their needs. So we talked over here about that risk-free learning environment. There is no risk when those around you have the same skill level, so you're able to be vulnerable. And that's whether they need enrichment, reteach, or additional practice. This ensures that those learners get the support they need and the challenge to help them grow. These groups are not based on a one-size-fits-all, so we do have some movement between these groups, and they can move in and out of them depending on their progress or evolving needs. Teachers use a variety of data sources such as assessments, observations, and to form and adjust the groups. Our focus for this small group approach through WIN is proven to be highly effective. Students are demonstrating improved outcomes, and we are seeing meaningful progress across the board. By meeting each student exactly where they are, the WIN groups really promote equity, but they also nurture confidence and ownership in the learner journey, in their learning journey. It is a strategy that's working, and it's empowering our learners every step of the way. And this is a recent meeting that we had because, again, these groups are changing, and we need to make sure that we're reaching and meeting the students' needs. Our leadership ensures that we have clearly communicated the vision that needs to be the direction we're going. And so we had a meeting, and then this is a note of the outcome of the meeting. These are the groups, these are the changes that were made. This is the original request, and we got this meeting together within a week. So Howard is doing a great job. The leaders really communicate a clear vision as to how school instruction should be addressed, changed, be flexible, and we are willing to do the work. This indicator is an area of strength, so no growth plan is needed. Thank you for your time. Thank you for this information, Mrs. Walker and Mrs. Templeton, and we appreciate you listening to us share all this fabulous information on the things Howard does and the way our leadership communicates the clear vision on how we should address instructions.